So today you're in for a treat. Members Night, we cover all sorts of things, training, corporate updates, you name it. And today we are so blessed because we have two amazing ladies who are going to talk to you. Firstly, Karen Justice. Karen, when she joined Neumi, I've got to say this, she's the fastest land speed record all the way to Crown. And Karen, as soon as she joined Neumi and got moving, it was like I needed a neck brace because boom, everything took off right around the world for Neumi. And she has a wealth of experience and knowledge as one of the first crowns in the company. With that in mind, she's also interviewing Dr. Lana Contos. So rather than steal her thunder, she's an amazing medical professional. I'm going to get Karen to handle that. So with that, I'll hand it off to Karen Justice.
Okay, well, thank you, Michael. For those of you who are guests today, I think you're going to really enjoy the information that you're going to get. And for those of you who are affiliated with Neumi already, I think you'll learn a lot as well. Dr. Contos is really remarkable, and so I think you're really going to enjoy our call. Our product is what people want. I believe it's the most dramatically anti-aging product that you can take. It's changed how I look. I look at least 10 years younger, but it's also changed the quality of my life. It isn't just that I look younger, it's that I feel like I am younger. And I'm so grateful that I was introduced to the product. On PubMed, you see that there's about 180,000 studies now on glutathione. It's the most important molecule. That's why there's so many studies, and you can Google just about anything you can think of and see if glutathione helps that, and you'll probably come up with a study that says that it does. When the body has less glutathione, it really accelerates the aging process, and it starts to produce cognitive decline. It's so important that it's even absolutely vital, essential to the uptake of oxygen. So you're going to hear all about that today. Dr. Lana Contos is a doctor of the future. She's board certified naturopathic doctor. She's trained and certified in diet and lifestyle intervention, and she's a digestive health specialist. She teaches people under her care physical, mental, and spiritual wellness. She's received education and training from top medical doctors at Yale, Harvard, and Cornell. She's just a wealth of information. She offers evidence-based corporate wellness programs for U.S. companies, and she teaches companies programs for weight loss, autoimmune, hormone health, brain health, cardiovascular health, and digestive health. And she's written, we're going to hear a little bit about this, but she's written a digital program called Rule the Red Zone. And it's based on how to recover from workouts faster and enhance your athletic performance naturally and easily without drugs or stimulants. So with that said, Lana, could we start off with how you got involved with Neumi?
No, it's a pleasure to be here, Karen, of course. And, I have so much gratitude. My longtime friend and my longtime patient in my practice, one and the same. She wasn't very well. This is her story to tell, but I have permission to share. She was at the time, in her early 60s, walking with a cane, a lot of trauma, very, very ill, aging very quickly. Honestly, didn't think that she was going to live. And a friend of hers gave her a bottle of glutathione swish and glutathione skin spray, with really no instructions other than a friend gave it to her. Take a couple capfuls, swish it a few minutes, do this a couple times a day and spray the, skin spray all over your face and neck to feel good. And that's really all she did. And within about 5 weeks, she was working part-time again. And within 4 or 5 months, she was working full time again. And we were on the phone because she's my friend and my patient I had a patient that was quite ill at the time, and she said, you have to know about this. And I said, what is it? And as soon as she said glutathione in this water and she swished it, well, of course, I knew what glutathione was. It's my job. I had studied it for 20 years. And I said, what do you mean? It's in water. And so the rest is history. But I heard about it from a longtime friend and patient. And as soon as she said to me glutathione, and she said she was swishing it, I knew that it was special. And really the rest is history. And I'm so grateful that she told me.
I know how you feel, Lana. I know privately we've both talked about how grateful we are that we were introduced to this incredible product. Could you, for those listening that might not know, could you tell us some of the benefits of glutathione? And there's so many, but just list some. And why does everyone need to swish? I know you're passionate about it. You're getting your patients on it left and right. So let's hear.
Absolutely. My whole family knows how to say glutathione. Okay. And absolutely. So glutathione is a molecule that God put in every animal, every plant, every human being. And so people might say, well, I already have it. You said it's in every cell. Why do I need to worry about it? Why do I need to add more, to my body? Well, let me share with you, if you are over 20 years old, you are losing your glutathione levels, and you lose it with age. And I tell everybody there's 5 factors now that are causing your glutathione levels to drop faster than any other time in the history of mankind. So really quickly, the first is free radical damage. And that's basically just eating, breathing, moving. Your exhaust, if you left your car in the garage and you left it on and you shut the garage door and all the windows, that's not good. You have the exhaust in there, and sadly people would die in the car, right? If they didn't have the garage door open and let that exhaust go. Well, that's what free radical is. Just free radical damage, just eating, breathing, moving creates that. So that lowers your glutathione levels. And number 2, forever chemicals and toxins. They are everywhere. They're in our cookware, they're in our clothing, and they've done studies on thousands of people, even thousands of umbilical cords, and have found on average 143 toxic chemicals in human beings' blood and in umbilical cords. That drops your glutathione levels. The third thing that drops your glutathione levels are the pesticides and herbicides that have been sprayed on our food and crops since the 1960s and 1970s. Glyphosate is one. You can look this up. I tell everybody you can't argue with statistics and facts or someone's story. You can't argue with their story or statistics. So these are the facts. Glyphosate is linked to high blood pressure, weight gain, obesity, digestive disorders like Crohn's and colitis, irritable bowel syndrome. It's linked to cancer, and it's linked to birth defects. That is the weed killer, glyphosate. And that's just one of them. I don't know if you've heard of it. Chlormequat is another one that's sprayed on oats, when you make Cheerios from oats. So the pesticides and herbicides are lowering your glutathione levels faster than any other time. And the fourth factor is what happened, and I'll be very careful here and diplomatic. We all know what happened in the year 2020. There was a bug going around in 2020, right? That lowered your glutathione levels. And there's actually a study, I'm happy to send this to you, Karen. There's a study that shows that low indigenous glutathione levels, low glutathione levels in your body were linked to deaths from COVID-19. That is not a medical claim. That is an absolute study. So that lowered your glutathione levels. You've got to have higher glutathione levels to fight and strengthen your immune system. The fifth and last factor I'll share is why you need to add glutathione is cellular radiation from your cell phones and your computers. They create, you don't even feel this, they create a molecule, I'll keep it really fast and simple. They create a molecule called peroxynitrite that is damaging to your heart cells, muscle cells, and brain cells. all of those things lower your glutathione levels. And we have a way to safely, easily, affordably get glutathione back in your cells, back in your organs, and back in your brain in seconds. But we all need, I would say, over 20 years old, we all need to take a serious look at adding glutathione to our bodies every day.
Thank you so much, Lana. Yes, you're starting to understand, I think, if you're listening in, why I say that I feel it's the most dramatic anti-aging product that you can possibly take. How do you explain this breakthrough Neumi hydrostat technology? There's other products out there. There's other forms of glutathione. If you could just touch on that and explain to people that might be listening in why this is so special.
No, absolutely. And I'll share too that we've had amazing medical doctors here saying that this is like air, okay, in a bottle, like oxygen in a bottle. So why do we say that? And why is this delivery system so unique and so proprietary? And as I call it, this is a blue ocean product because there's no competition. So you cannot breathe without glutathione. That's important to know. So just in lay terms right away, I'm just going to step back for 1 second and then talk about the delivery system, Karen. But if all the glutathione was removed from your body, we would be dead in about 3 to 7 minutes. That's how critical it is. And I'll keep it simple. Glutathione marries or connects your oxygen and hemoglobin. So we cannot breathe without it. That's critically important as well. So this delivery system of this molecule that we need for life, it protects our mitochondria, it protects the end of our chromosomes, called telomeres, and the ends of your chromosomes, your telomeres, the shorter they are, the shorter your life. And glutathione protects those telomeres, the ends of your chromosomes. And the reason I shared that first is because this delivery system is the safest, it's the easiest, most convenient I've ever seen. And what they've done is they've shrunk the entire glutathione molecule. They've kept it together so tiny, it's in nanometers. Okay. And it's wrapped in water more pure than a hospital IV. So what does the body love to absorb? You don't have to have any medical degree to know. The body loves to absorb water. We're about 67% water. So your cells will absorb water. So this is glutathione. It's a large molecule, but the brilliance of the scientists here shrunk the whole molecule of glutathione and wrapped it in water more pure than a hospital IV. And each glutathione molecule is protected. So the whole thing gets through the mucosal lining in your mouth, into your bloodstream, and right into your cells. And this is absolutely the most effective, efficient way, even more effective than a glutathione IV. There are hundreds of glutathione products out there. Liposomal, which means it's fat wrapped. That's much more difficult to absorb. The body has a tough time absorbing fat. It'll absorb water much quicker. And a glutathione IV, that's wonderful if you get them, but they last about 90 minutes to 6 hours. And then the end of it lasts about 30 hours. So you would need a glutathione IV every other day. It would cost you on average in the United States anyway, about $10,000 a month to get enough glutathione you needed through an IV. And the molecule breaks up in a glutathione IV. So the body has to put it back together again before it's able to be used. That is not the case with our glutathione NutraSwish. The molecule stays together, it's tiny, it gets into the cell membrane, and it's delivered with water that's more pure than a hospital IV. I've never seen anything like it. It's extraordinarily effective, Karen.
Perfect. And I know that I just wanted to go back for just a minute. I know that there are a lot of people that look at the liposomal. There's some liposomal products out there. And I know we've heard Dr. Crozier talk about the difference in that. Could you just touch a little bit more on liposomal and why this is so much better?
Sure. When there's fat involved, okay, fat can become toxic or rancid. So I want you to think of a bottle of oil, maybe that you'd cook with. It doesn't matter. Vegetable oil, canola oil, olive oil, okay, that you're cooking with. Oil can be rancid. Fats can get rancid. If you left even meat with some fatty gristle out on your counter for days and days, it would become rancid. And that can happen in the body as well. So it's really twofold. And I know Dr. Crozier is just absolutely brilliant. I really was blessed to hear him speak live. And he's such an expert in this. And he just point blank, along with a lot of other doctors, say, don't use the liposomal because there is that risk of toxicity and rancid. It can become rancid. And that coupled with the fact that it's hard to absorb. So really, quite honestly, you just want to stay away from the liposomal products. There's other powders and capsules and tablets. Those are very difficult to digest. Most Americans have somewhat, over 86% of Americans have used some type of digestive aid. So that means their gut microbiome is unbalanced. So you've got to have a near perfect digestive system to make sure everything is properly absorbed in the gut. So when you have not only liposomal products, tablets, capsules, powders, they're very difficult. It's difficult for them to make it through the digestive system. But that liposomal, you've got two issues: toxicity and becoming rancid, and then it's very difficult to absorb.
Thank you so much, Lana, for answering that, because I know a lot of people ask that question. I know I'm asked that question a lot. What are the differences? And I know usually with liposomal, they use the more inexpensive seed oils, just as a way of being more economic. But thank you for that information. I know you work a lot with athletes. I know you work with athletic programs. I know you design athletic programs. And I know that one of the things you're so excited about is the fact that our product just makes miraculous differences for athletes and their competitive ability, as well as recovery, just all of that. So, we still got quite a few minutes here. So if you could just take some time, because you're such a wealth of knowledge on this, to go into some of it, because a lot of us here aren't athletes, but even if you're not athletes, the things still very much apply. And I know that you talk about what happens if you don't exercise. So you might want to just touch on that as well, Lana. Thank you.
Absolutely. And I first want to say, this is for everyone. This isn't just, I help people who, amateur. You don't have to be in the professional football league or soccer or be a professional athlete at all. This is for you if you walk in the mall, if you bike, hike, swim, walk, jog. Maybe you go to Pilates class. Maybe you play tennis or golf or racquetball, or maybe you go to yoga class, or you play pickleball. This is for you. And I always help people with some statistics, right? Facts or statistics. So these are two amazing books. Actually, Dr. Friedman, from retired medical doctor from Harvard, shared this, Younger Next Year. Okay. Written by a couple of medical doctors. And they start right here and say that you want to be younger, you want to feel younger, you want to move younger and age with longevity, independence, and vitality. You have to move your body. Don't worry, I'll help you do that. You don't have to be a pro athlete. This is for all of you that just want to look younger, feel younger, and think younger and be younger. It's a wonderful book, Younger Next Year. And it just says, start out moving your body. Start out even walking 10 minutes, then 15 minutes a day, 20 minutes a day, get a buddy, and move your body. After I got out of school and I studied for the boards and passed the boards, I was introduced to an amazing trainer. I'll give you a quick tip here and then tell you how glutathione fits into all of this. But he trained NFL athletes, Olympic athletes, Mr. and Mrs. Olympia, all of that. Actually worked out with Arnold Schwarzenegger. And he said, an easy tip is just to walk with 1 pound weights. So if you can do it, and of course you check with your doctor, we don't ever make any medical claims here. We're not saying this product heals or cures one thing. We're just saying that it has an amazing delivery system of glutathione. So why is that important if you're going to move your body or play golf or tennis or pickleball or just go walking with your friends with your 1 pound weights? When you exercise, this is the beautiful thing about glutathione. When you exercise, you create that exhaust. Remember in the beginning, I was telling you the first factor is free radical damage. It's why we age. And at the end of our life, we have too many free radicals from eating, breathing, moving, and not enough antioxidants, not enough glutathione, and life ends. So you create that exhaust. Glutathione is just this amazing molecule that you create that exhaust when you work out, you walk, you bike, you hike, you play golf, pickleball, football, whatever. And glutathione will clean that up. Even though the mess is made from exercising, glutathione cleans it up. So I tell people, patients and friends and everyone, I say, look, it's like you're making this big, beautiful holiday dinner, right? And you're cooking and you've got pots and pans everywhere and they're in the dishes. And the dishes are in the sink and on the stove and kitchen's a mess. And then you have this beautiful holiday dinner with everyone, meaning your exercise or your athletic performance. And then Cinderella or the magic fairies come in and clean up your kitchen. That's what glutathione does. Even though the mess is made from exercising, glutathione cleans up that exhaust. And another book, if you're interested, I know people say, well, how do you explain this? Anybody can explain this. Anyone that can read and speak and share. The other book that I love is The Comprehensive Guide to Glutathione, written by another medical doctor, Dr. Jimmy Gutman. There's an amazing chapter in here too about exercise and physical performance, athletic performance, and the studies that they have done linking how glutathione helps reduce the oxidative stress. And when you reduce oxidative stress, you reduce inflammation, you reduce soreness, you reduce lactic acid. And when you do all of that, you recover faster and you're not as sore. Just a quick story as we wrap up. Our daughter's in college and I go visit her and there's a Pilates studio there. And the first time I went some months ago, I had not gone to Pilates in years. And I went and I knew, and Stephen Scott shared this. So let me share a tip with all of you. If you want to go work out, whether you're a pro athlete, a college athlete, or whether you're just walking with your weights or biking or hiking, you can swish your capfuls. Okay. And you can swish it. It says 30 plus seconds. And you can do this morning and night. And as Stephen shared, the founder of Neumi shared, before and after you work out or go to the gym or go to Pilates or go to the tennis or pickleball court, about 5 minutes before your athletic activity and about 5 minutes after your athletic activity or event, you can swish with your glutathione. And we swish a little bit longer because Stephen Scott said, I swish 4 minutes, Lana. So we swish a little bit longer, but you want to swish at least about 30 seconds. So if you do have an athletic activity that day, you can swish 4 times if you want, morning, night, and just before and after the athletic activity. But glutathione is the core molecule that will reduce oxidative stress and clean up all of that exhaust that's formed when you exercise. And I tell you, Karen and everyone, this is the most affordable, the most efficient, the most effective and convenient delivery system of glutathione in the world. And I'm thrilled that my patient and my friend shared it with me so I can share it with my patients and with others.
Well, thank you so much, Lana. I think that probably everybody that's joined our call tonight learned a lot. And so I really appreciate you being here and taking the time to educate us on the product. I know that as we link arms, we're going to be able to help an awful lot of folks. I see miracles happening with people's quality of life all of the time now. So I'm so grateful to be part of this company and have had this product introduced to my life as well, Lana. So thank you. So if you've been a guest on the call tonight, just get back to the person that invited you on the call. You might have more questions, or you might want to try it right away, and they'll be able to point you in the direction of answers or how to purchase the product. So thank you all so much for being here. It was a wonderful call. Thank you.
Beautiful. Thank you, Karen and Lana. That was amazing. And literally in 28 minutes or something. So we make a great tool. So we are live streaming on YouTube. By the way, Lana, you said about the fairies. We have one of those in our house. I go there, I put something on the bench, I come back, it's gone. I think her name's Liz. It's my wife, right? But want to say one more thing too, because I know I could see some brand new people. I'm looking at one, Tony, right now that's online. I just want you guys to know that the Neumi 123 system says connect to tools, connect to leaders, connect to product. And so you don't need to be a Lana. I don't have as much knowledge as Lana does. I don't have as much knowledge as Steve does. I don't have as much knowledge as half our medical advisory board does. However, what I can do is send a video, and I can send this right now from YouTube, from the official YouTube channel, to anybody immediately, and it'll play back, which is fantastic. Some people have been typing in the chat some amazing feedback. Thank you, Lana and Karen. And some of them have been saying, can we get this in the app? I'm not in charge of that, but I'll certainly ask and see if we can get this one in the app as well. So good morning, good afternoon, good evening.